Hello, I'm Ollie and this is CriminOlly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, will I read anything? Let's find out. One of the comments I get quite often on my videos is you really will read anything, won't you? And the answer to that is yes. So I seem to get that comment in particular if I hold up like an old 70s Mills and Boon romance or something like that. But the answer is yes, I will read pretty much anything. There is just something about the act of reading which I enjoy, no matter what content I am reading. Now, clearly there are some books that I haven't enjoyed over the years, and there are definitely some books I've enjoyed more than others, but I will read pretty much anything. The focus of the channel and the focus of my reading, as my t-shirt says, is crime, pulp and horror. But you know, I'll read pretty much anything that takes my fancy, and I'm definitely a bit of a magpie when I'm out and about, particularly in those kind of charity sales you get in supermarkets and things like that, where you find wonderful old paperbacks that you never seem to see anywhere else. I love picking up a bunch of those for a low price and just seeing what they're like. I enjoy experiencing different kinds of books and enjoy going outside of my normal comfort zone. I'm someone who, you know, grew up reading really mostly kind of science fiction and fantasy and horror and a bit of crime fiction and kind of thrillers and that kind of thing. So kind of in a way quite stereotypically male kinds of books. And as I've got older, I found more and more pleasure in reading more widely and reading just anything, just reading all sorts of different things. And clearly on the channel a while ago I did a disturbing books project where I read, you know, some of the most disturbing books that people have recommended to me, and that was really interesting as well, to kind of test myself a little bit and see how I got on reading different things. So in answer to that question, yes, I really will read anything. And that's where you all come in, because I've decided I'm going to dedicate the month of July pretty much in its entirety. There will be a couple of things that I have on my TBR that are things I need to read for other commitments, for projects I'm doing and things like that. But aside from that, I'm going to dedicate July to reading books that you want me to read. So what I am asking all of you to do in the comments of on this video, or you can email me criminolly@gmail.com if you'd prefer, to come up with suggestions for books for me to read. And what I don't want is books you think I'm going to like. So my patrons already do that sometimes with me, and I do have a couple which I will probably read in July as part of that. So I have a CJ Cherry sci-fi book that Heidi, one of my patrons, sent me, and Chris, another one of my patrons, suggested I read some Adam Neville short stories recently. So both of those will be in my July TBR as well. But aside from that, I want all of you to send me recommendations, or not even recommendations, suggestions for things you think I should read to stretch myself, to try and read in different genres, different subjects, different styles and types of books. And I particularly want you to recommend to me books you think are terrible. So I'm really intrigued by the idea of reading books that other people think are bad. And clearly it's kind of something I do on the channel in terms of, you know, Garb August and celebrating trashy fiction, books that society at large tends to think of as bad. But I'm intrigued by the idea of books that you think are bad as well. So do send me some of those too. I don't know how many suggestions I'm going to get, we will see, but hopefully I will get enough for a pretty stacked TBR in July. And what I will then do is I will try and read them, but I'm certainly not promising that I'm going to finish them all. I will have a very strict DNF policy, and if I'm not getting on with a book, I will put it aside and move on to something else. So please, if you suggest something that you think's wonderful and I read it and DNF it, don't be offended. Everybody is different. And what I want to do in July is try and get through as many different kinds of books as possible. So that will mean having to be quite strict with DNFing. And also, on a similar note, don't please recommend me books that are like 800 pages long or something like that, because I want to try as many different things as possible in July. So over to you now. Do jump in the comments here, or as I say, email me. I will collate a list and I will publish that probably on my Discord server, so that people can see all of the books that are in scope for July. And then I will, if I've got too many, you know, to fit into the month, I will kind of randomly prioritise that list. And just pluck things from it and see how I get on. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you've got any suggestions. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're reading good stuff. and I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.